welcome back to CCon New Jersey 2025. Thank you so much for our listeners for waiting. And we finally got the man of the hour, Mr. Keynote himself, Mr. Ozkaya.
Hello.
Welcome, and we have here our host, Joe Patti.
Okay. Hi, Erdal. How are you?
Thanks, Joe. I'm wonderful. What about you?
Couldn't be better. What a fabulous day. And I'm glad you were able to stop by because I believe you're one of our keynotes and you're taking us out.
I will do my best.
Do your best.
I'm just the last person between the event and going home, but I'm going to ensure that they will not forget like last year. I'm going to do the closing note so people will look forward to come back next year.
Oh, you're not just the last person before we go home. You're the last person before the networking party. So,
True. That's also true. I mean, before the drinks, I forgot about the drink spot. How can I forget about that?
Yeah, seriously. So so this is actually your second year with us?
Third year, actually.
Third year.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. You know what? I think we probably started here the same time. My first was, well, I guess 2 years ago. So this is my third.
It's getting bigger and better, right, Joe?
Absolutely, it is. It's really great to see it growing. But we've been talking about that all day. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
My name is Dr. Erdal Ozkaya. I work at CISO at Neox Networks, and basically I live and breathe with cybersecurity. It's all about cybersecurity day to day, the human part as well as the technology part.
Oh, that's great because there is such a human part to it. I don't know if you know Yogi Berra, the famous baseball player.
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, one of the things Yogi said was, what was it? 90% of the game is half mental. And I always thought that's true with security too. There is such a psychological and mental and people aspect to it that people just don't totally get. It's certainly not all technology.
I cannot agree more. And today my session is a little bit about that as well. So I'm going to talk about the technology. But no matter how much you spend in technology, and there was a case just 2 weeks ago, public, Coinbase, they had great cybersecurity. They have every product that you can think in the market, but guess what? Threat actors bribed the employees and the data leaked via human factor. So sometimes just a click, sometimes a bad policy in the human side. And as a result, the hackers get what they want.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. It's another example of just going around all the technology. I remember years ago reading one of Schneier's books, Applied Cryptography, where he talks about the rubber hose attack.
Yes.
That's my favorite attack. It's just get that password out of someone or that encryption key, the old-fashioned way, put it that way.
Security is, everybody can hack technology. Only experts can hack humans, and this is Bruce Schneider again. He's saying that. So hacking the human social engineering is becoming more and more crucial, especially with the help of AI. It's much harder to detect, and we humans, we love you and I, we're doing this for a living, right? But the word free, the word connect, the word download is always still taking attention. People still believe on $1 iPhone deals and or free, Adobe software usually costs $7,000, but you can download it here for free. Guess what? Nothing comes for free. And as a result, there is either Trojan inside or sometimes a clickbait where even NATO officials get hacked through that. Again, my session today, I will have official case study. I work with NATO as well, where diplomat fall into simple clickbait. And as a result, there was very secret documents, unfortunately, on dark web.
Wow. Yeah, this stuff is all for real. It is. It is just crazy, when you talk about the social engineering. Long time ago, I saw a talk with the late Kevin Mitnick when he said he was talking about doing engagements, and he said something like, what was it? Someone asked him if he'd do something like if he couldn't social engineer, he'd give them a break or something like that. He goes, it's almost like cheating. Because you can always social engineer.
Always.
You can always find someone who you can get through.
I have a book called Learn Social Engineering, which was endorsed by Kevin Mitnick before he died. But let me tell you, do you know the first social engineering attack? Just think about it. How old is, you think, the first social engineering attack?
You're going to say this like comes from the Bible or the Roman Empire or
Exactly.
something, right?
On the Bible, Adam and Eve, they were in heaven. They had everything. We live here. I mean, if you believe, right? Or based on the Bible or the other holy books. People are in this world in an exam. And if they do good, they're going to go either to heaven or hell. Guess what? Adam and Eve, they were in heaven. Then, based on Bible, the devil came. But I think he was a social engineer. He said, hey, Eve, look, there is a beautiful apple tree. Go and buy it. Can you imagine? Eve had everything, but there was only one forbidden tree or fruit. And as a result, we are here today in the world. So even people or, our grandfather and mother who were hacked, social engineered in heaven. So yes, it's as old as the human history. And unfortunately, as young as someone was born 3 seconds ago, because I'm pretty sure their data has been already stolen through a healthcare insurance crime. Unfortunately, it's still going on right now.
That's so amazing that you say that. Way back when that kind of social engineering. Someone saying, "Have I got a deal for you? This one thing you don't have," and you can talk someone into that. And you're right; it's someone who can, probably has an iPhone, can afford one, doesn't need one, but oh wait, I can get one for $1. Oh yeah,
Did you know that Brooklyn Bridge was sold to immigrants when they first came to US? Like, hey, do you like this bridge? Yeah, poor Italian guy came from Italy, he has some money, and they're like, I can sell the bridge. You can just put some boots. So, they thought about this years ago, and they sold Brooklyn Bridge to that immigrant and took all the money. So this was, of course, a social engineering attack without technology. Social engineering is not happening just with phones or with computers. It happens every single day. And I think this is still, based on Verizon, is still the second biggest attack vector these days.
I believe it. Okay, so you've written a book about social engineering and even gone way back. Is there, we always see new fishes and new techniques. Are there actually any new social engineering attacks, or is it just variations of the same old scams, same old themes?
It's like when you look at the latest virus or ATP attack, or what is new about it? The vulnerability. It's still, people look for gaps. They find it. They find the technological medium to get into it. We call it malware. So today, there is more than 450,000 malware released every day, right? But the mentality is the same. Back to your social engineering question. The mentality is the same. We humans, we still like, as I said, free. Or look at James Bond movies. All the spy movies, It's either a beautiful female.
That's right.
Right? Sometimes, look, Joe, do you have any kids? Are you married?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like, if I ask you to give me your Mac password, would you give it to me?
If you gave me $5.
All right. What about your PIN for your credit card?
I would not, no.
All right. If you don't mind, if it's not private, what is your kid's name? You can make it up. Let's say
I can't tell that as my password. Okay.
no, I was not doing social engineering. Let's say your kid's name is Jim.
Jim, okay.
Okay.
Jim.
Just imagine I call you, hey Joe, look who's next to me. Jim, you either give me your password or I'm gonna kidnap your child.
I've heard that combined with the clone voices and deepfake.
Exactly.
Very
exactly.
nasty.
By the way, this is old as human history as well, right? But today, when you look, this is also the new word of what is ransomware?
It's ransom.
Yeah, right? They kidnap your computer, they lock it, they ask for money. So I know ransomware might be new, the very famous one, 2016, 2017 WannaCry. But when you look at the technique, it's old as, I don't know, when was the first kidnapped,
Yeah.
Do you see, like, back to your original question, maybe there is nothing new, but something, 10 years ago, I was giving you, 20 years ago, I was giving you Nokia 3210 to make you happy. Today, iPhone 16 is going to make you happier.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
same thing.
Scam.
Only the polish is changing. Does it make sense what I'm saying? So it's really not about finding. the same, by the way, is in cybersecurity. Like everybody keep asking me after 25 books, PhDs, training, speaking all on the conferences globally. What? I'm a CISO myself, and I'm the president for Global CISO Forum. Okay. And they keep asking me, what can we do? I have this product, I have this technology, I have this training. I'm like, go to the basics. The basics is going to save you. What is the basics? Keep your password secure.
Right.
Keep your system secure and up to date. And honestly, ensure that when you have a firewall, the firewall is actually tuned up. So I keep telling this, Usain Bolt, the Olympic
yes, the
runner. So if I buy 10 shoes, is it going to make me a better runner? No. If I buy 100 cars, is it going to make me a better driver? No. So unfortunately, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I see these days. People keep buying antivirus, EDR, MDR, XDR. At the end, it's all the same thing. I'm not saying you don't need it. Don't get me wrong. I work for a vendor.
No, they're important. But you need to
maximize the utilization. Exactly. Many people just tick the boxes. I mean, I used to do in my past life ISO audits. Backup tapes. They're like, yeah, we have it. I'm like, sure. Can you please restore this for me? They're like, oh, hold on. This is not part of the audit. I'm like, hey, are you really after passing the audit, or do you really want to be cyber secure? This morning, Michael, the state CISO for New Jersey, mentioned that. It's still, they have all the certificates, ISO, SOC, NIST, whatever, you name it, but they still get hacked. Some government organizations. How? Means it's tick box. Same with technology. It's tick box. Someone else today asked me, Adnan, one of the other speakers, it's like, Erdal, training is not helping. Why? I'm like, because the training that's supposed to be given is not the training that we give. We have one standard training for everybody. If I give the same, like I know you know cybersecurity. Right. If I give you the same training that I give to my wife, you're going to be bored. If I give the same training that I give to my CEO and my CIO, then I'm doing something wrong. Training has to be customized based on departments, based on utilities, based on you name it. And then training will have meaning. I hope this answered the question a little bit. I know I went a bit off topic, but I was always trying to go back to the, with all these examples to the core of your question.
No, that's great stuff, and all this stuff is true. Especially it resonates with me when you talk about some of those fundamentals. I mean, I have another podcast I do, and every once in a while we'll ask someone, okay, so a lot of security people on CISOs, technical people, whatever, and we go, what's the most important thing? And we know the answer, but we go, what's the most important thing to do? And it always comes down to the same 3 or 4 things, the basics, like you said, patch, have good authentication, good passwords, make sure your endpoints are tight, and make sure you actually have a security operation, not just something sitting there, that someone's watching it, that they're monitoring it, that what's...
But for real, not for the sake of having the product and feeling good. Did you join my session last year?
I'm sorry.
All right, then you should join this year. And that's how I'm going to... last year, I mentioned some basics, like who doesn't patch their computer? Everybody was patching. Who has MFA? Everybody. Then I'm like, then how come? I only showed New Jersey-based attacks. I'm like, how come this was hacked? How come this was hacked? And today I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ask, please join. Everybody's going to say, yeah, we do that, we do that. Then how come all this organization were hacked?
Well, I'll tell you what immediately comes to my mind is, you say, how many people patch their machines? Everyone raise their hand. How many people patch all their machines? It should be none. 95%, 96%, that's... It's true. It's everything.
I mean, if they don't believe you and me, they can read Verizon Data Breach Report, or they can read IBM Data Cost, Breach Cost Report, whatever it's called. It's there. We're talking about facts that people think they know, but knowing is not like stealing is bad, and if you speeding is bad. Let me give a better example. Driving and speaking on your phone, the phone in your hand is bad, but let's be honest. How many times did you do it? we do it sometimes every day. You know,
I
we
was going
check.
to say, do you mean this week or overall?
Yeah, you know what I mean. So we know knowing is not doing.
Right.
Knowing is not doing. So you knowing the basics doesn't mean that you do the basics, and we have to go back to doing the basics.
Yes. No, I agree. You know, it is true, and it's almost become cliche that so many people will go out and they'll, they'll go to a conference, not a conference like this, but a conference, like RSA, where there are all these vendors, and they got the big splashy stuff, and everyone wants to buy the thing with AI, with this or that or the other thing, all this
Mega words, right?
fancy stuff, mega words, buzzwords, catchwords, whatever it is, and they're going out and talking to all these guys about this stuff, and their patch management program is a disaster.
You remind me something. I think at Black Hat, when I was a speaker back then, we were giving away USBs. People grab them and they plug them in. Or just again, 2013 Black Hat. I was giving away my books, and I said, "Hey, look, I could only bring 5 books with me, but there is one more book under the seats. Just have a look." Half of the audience looked under the seats. I'm like, "Hey guys, I was just," and the session was all about cyber awareness. I'm like, I was talking half an hour about cyber awareness. Don't believe on everything. Then I gave some real books away. Then towards the end, people believed there was one more book. They looked under the seats. And I can give you more examples. Like more than 1,000 people were in the audience, by the way. They know. I'm talking about Black Hat. Best of the best go to those conferences, right? I'm not just talking NJSECON or whatever.
Right.
At the end, there was something real, right? The books was giving away.
Right.
On top of it, they were social engineered. I mean, nothing. Just it was for fun, but it happened.
No,
It's
you're
happening.
right. It's all the same buttons. It's greed, getting something for free, even if it's an honest person. Everyone likes something for free. Fear. A lot of the the gift,
I gave you a kid example.
or the gift card scam
Oh, yeah.
is a great one. It's like, okay, this may not be my boss telling me to do this, but if it isn't, if it is him, I'm in such big trouble.
But why should your CEO message you asking for gift cards? I mean, this is also different kind of fear. I'm like, your CEO needs 10 gift cards, $25 each. I'm like, he's a CEO, right? Or she is a CEO.
Yeah.
Like, I would understand something else, but I'm like, but when fear kicks in,
That's it.
unfortunately, logic goes away. Psychology comes back to psychology. Everything is about human psychology. And in my book, I studied during my PhD as well on human psychology, because if you understand, Chen Tzu said this 2,500 years ago. He said, to win a war, you have to know yourself, but that's not enough. To win a war, you have to know your enemy, but this is also not enough. To win a war, you have to know yourself, the enemy, and the battleground.
Right.
Then don't be afraid of any war. So basically, he was telling, know yourself, know your weaknesses, know your human, know psychology. And once you know psychology, you are the winner, always.
Well, that's right. And that seems to be true over and over and over again. But we're all still human. happens.
And thanks God, that's why how we make our monies. Can you imagine?
We all have a living here. It'd be boring.
All
if
this
people didn't
conference
do it.
is, we have 400 people here trying to learn about cybersecurity is because of that. I'm not saying thanks God, don't get me wrong, but this is which drives the industry. The vendors, us, the listeners. Yeah.
We still have you want to say we still have a lot of work to do. I guess as long as we're who we are, we
As long
always
as
will
we
have some
breathe.
work to do. As long as we breathe, that's all right.
And as long as there is human, I mentioned Adam and Eve, and I don't know what's going to happen after life. I cannot prove based on Bible there is one, okay? But it's up to people's belief. Some people believe they're going to come back, so I don't know about this part, okay? But one thing I know is as long as there is human, there's going to be attacks. This could be cyber, this could be warfare, this could be whatever. This is never going to away. Just another example. When you were 6 years old, you had someone in your class who was little bit fat, has glasses, and you used to bully them. Maybe not you, but someone, right? Today, this is made in a different way. Even presidents, they bully each other, right? Like the current president goes back, say, hey, he was a bad guy, or not just opponents. Unfortunately, this is part of human life, and our job is human plus technology.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now, here's something that's coming up. We haven't talked about AI for a few minutes, so we got to talk about AI all day. I have heard that one of the most terrifying scenarios is one of these thinking AIs. If it comes to an AGI or a good reasoning one, imagine it talking to people and it has access to every psychology book ever written, every paper, knows every con that's ever been made, down back to Adam and Eve. Wow.
I don't have to imagine. It happened. Facebook was sued for doing this. Mark Zuckerberg was downloading, including my books, all the books pirated and training the AI. It's known. It's in the news, by the way. So I don't have to imagine it happened. So you're right. Look, you notice my Germanish accent, right? I was born, grew up in Germany, lived in Australia and Dubai last few years here, and I have this weird accent. But you can go to my YouTube channel. Someone cloned my voice, okay? And I speak within 1 minute 12 different languages. I can speak 4 languages in real, by the way.
Okay.
But within 1 minute, 12 different languages, and one of them is perfect English, better than Sir Richard or King Richard. My voice, I made my mom listen. She thought it was me. I made my wife listen. She thought it was me. And to be honest, even I'm like, this is really me. The clone quality is so good.
Yes.
Did you see the new Google Veo? They do now street talks, but it's so realistic.
Yes. AI's.
Yes, AI is gonna replace many stuff. Am I afraid? I know I'm gonna be still valuable in some areas, but we all watched Cybercop. We all watched Arnold Schwarzenegger movies,
The Terminator.
The Terminator, Skynet.
Well, that's one of the great questions. If we had this advanced AI, what the Terminator have a German accent?
Oh yeah, here we go. Promise I'm not the one.
Were they cloning your voice?
Nein, ich werde das nicht machen. Oops, that's German, back to English.
That actually brings up something interesting I hadn't thought about. I've heard the things where they will take someone's voice and translate it to another language. I think they did it with the president of Brazil a while ago, and it was incredibly impressive hearing him speak perfect English, and he doesn't speak it. But, they talked about them cloning your voice very well. I wondered, were they able to clone your voice with the accent and it being authentic?
They can clone as is, or they can just clone your voice. What I'm trying to say is basically
the tenor of it. But so they can do
even
either.
easier. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if they can really do Germanish, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Arnold Schwarzenegger, ex-governor, right?
Right.
Austrian, which they speak German. So honestly, let me try. I have access. I will try and send you my next video.
Yeah, so that'll be our protection. We can only talk to people who have accents if the AI can't.
Yeah. I knew this is going to be one day important.
That's right. There you go.
Yes.
You're in. That's awesome. All right. So, it seems like you do a lot of stuff. All these books, all these things. You really are.
I love, like yourself. I love the community. You might say, hey, books, they are sold. Honestly, no. Everybody today is getting a free ebook. I try to give it free as much as possible as well.
An ebook, is it on a USB stick?
No, this time it's in a QR code.
Oh, it's in a QR code.
Technology is changing, my friend.
Okay.
I hope it's a legit QR code. Let's see. You're going to find out soon. Check your bank account tonight.
Well, I'm going to be trying it out in Tails first, just to be sure.
That's smart. I always keep saying that. Control is not a boundary to trust. Trust me, but always control. Like zero trust.
Right.
Always verify. And as long as you verify, this is also going back to basics. When your door rings at home, let's say we had some beers, I leave, and 2 minutes later I notice I forgot my phone. I just come back and ring the door. Would you say, this is Erdal, he just left 2 minutes ago? Or would you still check who it is?
Of course you look.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Please check when it comes to cybersecurity. Always verify. Always verify. Is this really Erdal asking for gift cards? Is this really Apple tree? Like, I don't need that Apple tree. Why? What other benefits gonna give it to me? Like Apple, not the tree. Just I don't need that. Will really someone give the iPhone for $1?
Right. Well, that's it. I try to tell people, we have all this awareness training, and it is effective. We have to do it for compliance purposes and everything. But I try to tell people, including family people I know, remember what a lot of the things that we've learned in the real world about how you trust people, how you do things. It's like, when something's too good to be true,
It's never true.
it's not true. When someone is trying to rush you and put you in a pressure situation, they're probably trying to get you to do something you wouldn't do otherwise. When they're playing on your fear, take a step back. And it's hard. Even if you're, I guess it's so effective because even if you're looking for it, even if you know it, it's still hard.
And that's what it is. We know it, but sometimes we think, it will never come to us. It's like when you see an accident, you slow down. You get scared, worried. But 3 minutes later, next day, you continue driving as you are usually doing, right? Unfortunately, this is again human psychology. It's like us people, they smoke. It's never them who's going to get cancer. I hope they will not.
Right.
All right? It's always someone else.
Yeah, that's it. It's always someone else until it's you. Now, I've heard
But
that,
you are someone else for someone else too, That's what we keep forgetting.
well, some of this, actually, another interesting part of psychology is the psychology of risk. And I've heard, and this might have been Schneier too at some point, saying that as humans, evolution has made us much more focused on short-term risk, immediate danger, that tiger coming right at us, but not what's going to happen tomorrow. And I think that also plays a lot into the risk management, into the security that we do.
Honestly, again, when I used to teach risk management, I was asking, like, when did you learn risk management? Let me ask you, when did you learn risk management?
You actually learned it at a very early age.
The second you were born, the doctor, the nun, when they they feel like they're dropping you, hold the fingers tight, check the babies. Or when you start walking, you didn't start walking, you were crawling. Then I'm like, can I walk? If you check the kids around, you will not remember yourself, but check.
Well, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say it about 3 years old, because I remember from my kids, if you have kids, it's at about 3 years old that you realize
Exactly.
you can take your eyes off them for a second without worrying they're going to kill themselves, because they have a
Exactly.
sense of risk and danger at that
Exactly.
point.
Exactly. So, again, is risk management new? No. But we sometimes don't, sometimes people think we talk about quantum physics. No. It is, seriously, technology is simple. We are making it hard. I don't get it. Just computers, all these packets coming in and out. But hey, how does packets work? How does TCP work? With three-way handshake, right? It's the protocols. It's like, hi, is it Joe? No, it's George. I'm sorry. Oh, Joe, hi, Joe. It's Erdal. Nice to meet you. We shake hands. This is how the packets communicate, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't have to go deep dive. But understanding the basics. My mom and dad, they can't even read and write. They were born in a poor country in Turkey before they went to Germany. Today, they don't have any computers, but my father knows that someone calls and they pretend to be police or from the government. They're like, hey, you know what? Sorry. they just hang the phone.
That's good. That's smart.
This is the very basic. I'm like, why should a police officer call you? I mean, they usually bring search warrant and they come to you. Or why should doctor call you unless it's your family doctor?
Well, yeah, you're right. Sometimes you see something, it's like, and I see that with phishing stuff too. So, even for us, we get things that are very good quality, but then you see things where we say, this just isn't right. This doesn't make sense.
How many times you were expecting a packet from Amazon, and then it was you had coincidentally a phishing link? Like, is this real? Should I click or not? But anyway, I think we can talk all day, right, Joe? And our time is coming up. That's your job to tell me, but I know I can speak all day. I don't want to steal someone else's time.
Well, when we were setting this up, you said we could talk as long as we wanted. You could go, and you definitely delivered. Well done. And you're speaking again in what about an hour or so?
Pleasure.